day, everyone. We are incredibly fortunate to welcome two esteemed guests to Korea. They are prominent figures in the field of dermatology and have significantly advanced medical treatments through their research and innovation in energy-based devices. Joining us today are Richard Rox Anderson, and a Harvard Medical School professor, and Dr. Fernanda Sakamoto, an assistant professor at the same renowned institution. Dr. Anderson, your contribution to the field of energy-based devices with inventions like pulsed-dye laser, hair removal laser, cryolipolysis, fractional lasers, cryomodulation recently, and micro-coring system have revolutionized the way we treat numerous dermatological conditions. And with more than 80 patents under your belt and your recent induction into the National Inventors Hall of Fame, it's an honor to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here, Dr. Koh.
And Dr. Sakamoto, your work at the prestigious Wellman Center of Photomedicine at Massachusetts General Hospital has made a significant impact on dermatology, especially in the realm of laser technology. We look forward to gaining insights from your wealth of knowledge and experience. So let me ask you questions. So first question is, Dr. Anderson, can you share with us what initially sparked your interest in dermatology and more specifically in energy-based device?
I could give you a lecture on that.
Yeah.
Part of it was just meeting the right people. I met Tom Fitzpatrick and John Parrish, and they were a couple of characters in my life and also mentors for me. I was a very young man, in my 20s. But what really sparked my interest was the unsolved problems. So I went to a lecture at Beth Israel Hospital. I was just first-year medical student at the time. And I saw how they were treating port wine stains. And unfortunately, the old argon laser was causing scars in children. So I just thought about it. And I always loved children. I used to teach. I ran a summer camp for children. To me, it was passion to help them. And here they were being hurt. So that's where selective photothermolysis came from. Just thinking about it. That was the beginning.
Yeah. So I think every Korean doctors already read selective photothermolysis of Science Journal 1983. So that's the story just before the publication of selective photothermolysis, right?
Yes. So I worked on it for 3 or 4 years before that paper came out.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Sakamoto, your work in laser technology have been groundbreaking. Could you tell us what drew you to this particular field within dermatology?
So I wanted to treat acne because acne is the most common disease in dermatology. And I saw lasers and other devices as a tool to treat acne. So putting together like acne as a problem and lasers as a device, we wanted to create something new, especially a new device that could treat like laser hair removal, but treating sebaceous cleansing acne. So with the same principle of selective photothermolysis, we used to invent and create a new laser for that.
So that might be 1726 nanometer laser systems.
Correct.
For acne treatment. You both have made considerable contributions to the field. So can you share any significant challenges you faced along the way and how you overcame them?
Again, I could give you a lecture. One of the common themes in what I have done is the idea of making very small injury of the skin. This was not well accepted. At first, people said, "Oh, you're going to kill the skin. You kill all of its blood vessels. It won't survive." What about repairing? If you do laser hair removal, where are the stem cells going to come from to make a new epidermis? Every invention, there are people who have a hard time accepting it. And by the way, I am one of them. I sometimes doubt, is this going to work or not? To me, that's the fun, to figure out what is Mother Nature's answer to that question. But I think it's also, sometimes you come up with a new idea and it threatens people. I'll give you an example. When we invented laser hair removal, the people who make their living doing electrolysis to remove hair, they were very upset with me. And so I think it's interesting to look at the human behavior whenever there's something truly new. It's a way of knowing if you've come up with something new, when people are getting, what? So I think that was probably the main barrier, is just the change is not always comfortable.
It's quite difficult to change human minds.
Yes, and then later people look back and they say, of course. Everyone accepts laser hair removal as an example. They accept that now.
For me, I do hair removal every day for more than 10 to 20 patients for 23 years, so nothing happens.
And your patients are very happy with you.
Very happy.
That's the real motivation, isn't it? Yeah.
Your collective work at Harvard Medical School, how has the academic environment there in Harvard influenced your research and practice?
Well, for me, it's a great place to work because you are allowed to think differently. It's almost like the answer to the last question. There's a culture in the academic world of Harvard of being excellent. It's more than just being good. It's leading, and I like that. Having said that, it's sometimes just like any other school. You have to convince your chairman that something is worthwhile, etc. But you want to answer that question?
I think, and I work at the Wellman Center for Photomedicine. I think I've been telling the new fellows all the time, the Wellman Center at Harvard Medical School is like the playground for adults. So you go there, we have all the tools that you can find, and you have your problems, and you can play, and you can find solutions. And I think in that regard, I think a special place to work. Not all labs, not all medical schools actually accept you getting new ideas and trying new things without the promise that we'll get them results. We can make mistakes, and we can make things that might not work, and I think that's the advantage of working there.
And once again, Dr. Anderson, out of all your patents, it's actually my most curious thing. Is there one that you are particularly proud of, and could you tell us more about it?
Oh my. I pay very little attention to the patents. I guess my favorites are the ones that actually are underlying something that's helping people. So laser hair removal is a good example. The ability to remove fat from the body with cold. This has led to cryolipolysis. That concept is very much alive in my lab now. We're working on some things I will talk about at this meeting, using cold to treat pain and to remove fat from inside your body, not just the cosmetic fat. So I like these ones.
Fraxel? I like the Fraxel laser.
Yes, the fractional laser, which are, I'm happy with that one because I'm very motivated to see these children with scars from burn scars and to be able to help them. That was a surprise. But I have to tell you something, Dr. Koh, that a lot of the good things were never patented.
Before that, or
things that came in my early life, the ability to remove kidney stones from the body with lasers, but we never patented that.
I've heard that story from Bill Farinelli. Long time ago. Dr. Sakamoto, could you share with us one of your research projects or clinical application of laser technology that find particularly rewarding or impactful?
I talked a little bit before that. I think my impact will be in acne. So this is yet to come, because we only got the FDA approved after so many years, after more than a decade of work. We only got the FDA approval last year. So I think that's going to have a huge impact. I think that's probably one I'm most proud of. But I've worked in other things, but I think that'll be probably one of the huge impact in the future.
I think maybe, I guess like this, if we can prevent acne scars, that will be really huge improvements, because if we modulate sebaceous glands effectively, then we can prevent acne scar. Maybe other doctors do not like that because they do treat a lot of acne scars these days, but if we can prevent them, that will be huge impact.
And acne is a very common cause of suicide and depression in teenagers. And during all those studies and clinical trials that we have ran, we have seen that we have changed people's lives, because they are young and they are insecure and they don't accept the acne. So if we can treat them at young age and give them some hope, this is something that is very rewarding.
There have been significant advances in dermatology in recent years. It's both of you. What emerging technology and methodology excites you both the most, and why? Recently.
Should I start?
Yeah, you can start.
So, again, I like to help children. So I'm very excited about recent work that we've done. We have not yet published, but I will talk about, starting to talk in public, which is to treat the early stages of neurofibromatosis. So this is the very common neurofibromatosis type 1. The children get these tumors, they grow, they become grossly disfigured. We have recent data showing that we can treat the early tumors. And I hope that we can change many lives. This is the #1 genetic disease of humans, where there's a single gene involved. So I guess that would be my answer. I'm also very excited about doing cryolipolysis inside your body, not just on the surface. So these are good ones.